Dwayne, good afternoon, good evening in Pretoria. How are you, and how is South Africa treating you?
Yeah, it's been good, thanks. I think, to be fair, I think we've had great welcome, great hospitality here. The boys have thoroughly enjoyed themselves so far. Trained hard, and the weather's been on our side as well, which has been good. So, yeah, I think it's been so far. It's been a good trip for us. Obviously disappointed with the result on Friday night. I thought effort-wise and commitment was excellent right up there, but we just weren't clinical enough probably in that first 30. We could have been further ahead at half time, and a few errors in the second half and a few discipline issues. But look, I couldn't be proud of the effort. One thing that pleased me probably after the game was the disappointment that we let one slip. For everyone, it wasn't the case of we run a shark side with 10 Springboks close. It wasn't about that. It was disappointed we didn't win the game, and that bodes well for us, especially for our younger guys as well, because they understand what it takes they're starting to understand what it takes at that level, and they thoroughly enjoyed it and gave a good account of themselves.
Yeah, and I guess the main takeaways from the game against Sharks, you've talked about not being clinical enough there throughout the game, but also perhaps the difficulty to sustain 80 minutes out there. Has fitness been a priority this week, would you say?
Oh, I don't think that it was our fitness that was an issue. I think we've worked hard on our fitness. We played well for a long period of the game, but discipline was an issue for us. We gave way too many penalties away, and that puts them in a different part of the field. And they're big men, and we can't sustain that pressure for that period in our 22. So from our end, it's about discipline in terms of penalties and discipline with our kicking game, to put us in the right areas. Because I felt that we handled the game well.
Yeah, I was looking at the forecast earlier for Pretoria, funnily enough. It's fair to say it's a little bit different to that in West Wales. 23 degrees, I think it was out there. An occasional thunderstorm, but really humid. How have you been able to adapt the training with the climate in mind, and of course the travelling then as well between Durban and Pretoria?
Yeah, we've actually enjoyed it, really, to be honest with you. I think like the fact that the weather's out, the sun's nice, the boys have been getting into a lot of extras on the field and things. We haven't really discussed it too much. We've just understanding that that's what it is, and you have to. It's not a case of adapting. It's about working through it a bit. I know the boys felt it was hot on Friday night when they played, very humid. But look, it beats playing in the rain for me. So I think that they've quite enjoyed it, to be honest. And yeah, it's not been overly difficult for us, really.
Oh, that's pleasing. That's pleasing to hear. And with regards to the squad you've got out there, how are you looking fitness-wise for Friday? Is everyone available?
Yeah, we've picked up a few bumps, a few knocks, and so we're just monitoring that at the minute. We'll make a final call on a few boys tomorrow. But all in all, we're not too bad. And so it's just a few bumps and niggles, pushing through. So we've got a few boys coming back this week as well, which will be good for us. So it's it'll be good.
Do you have any updates on the injuries of Rhys Patchell and Ryan Combia, for example?
Yeah, so both have been in training this week. So obviously, if they're available, they'll be in the mix, I'm sure, for selection. So they've looked good this week. So it'll be good to have them back in the squad.
Yeah, big win for Bulls, your next opponent, against Munster on the weekend. I guess they'll be full of confidence going into Friday night, playing on their home turf. What are you expecting from them?
Look, they're obviously a quality side. They got a load of internationals again, but big physical pack. So we'll have to, we talked about it last week. The physicality is sort of a non-negotiable in South Africa. So that's starting point for us. We have to match that physicality, especially in their pack. There's some fast backs as well who are very, very clinical when they get opportunity. So I think for us, it's about matching that physicality, not kicking loosely, but also being excited when we have the ball as well. And I think that we saw some glimpses last week of some really good stuff when we had the ball. So just finish a few of those and we'll be happy.
And it's all a building process at the end of the day, isn't it, Dwayne? I think we've seen large improvements in the Scarlets game throughout the season. Are you still confident that you're going, in the right direction?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously the confidence for us is that the boys are bought into it, and we can see week on week we're getting better. And I think that it's at the start of the season we were a bit mixed. We played some good stuff and also not so good stuff. But I think like over the last course of 5-6 weeks, we've started to see consistency, and consistency comes through playing games, and we haven't. Apart from that patch, and now we're starting to see games week in, week out. That Christmas period was very difficult for us because of the breaks in play. So I think that for us, getting that consistency will be good, and we'll see where we are at the end of the season.
And finally, just to end on a note on Wales, if you don't mind, Gareth Davies not with you out there because he's back with Wales, and it's just been announced he'll be getting his first start of the Championship on Saturday against Italy.
Yeah, it's obviously great for him. He hasn't had that much rugby in the last 2 campaigns, and hasn't had that much rugby with us because of the breaks and COVID, etc. So he came back against Glasgow. I thought he was excellent. 2 weeks ago, came back with good hunger. So that'll give him a bit of confidence going into this game. So looking forward to seeing him play.
Fantastic. Well, good luck on Friday night, Dwayne.
No problem. Thank you.